NCBA's annual legislative conference was held at the beginning of April and gave producers a chance to meet with their U.S. representatives and senators about a variety of issues affecting the livestock industry. We caught up with some of the NCBA's national producer leaders to get their thoughts on the current mood of cattlemen.
Things are pretty positive right now. We're enjoying some of the best market conditions that we've really ever had in the beef industry. And so folks are building equity in their operations, feeling pretty good about their businesses. Of course, depending on where you go, there's some people that have been pretty stretched out on rain and are still in drought mode. So it's restricting some of the expansion they'd like to do with their herds, or even being able to maintain the cow herds that they've had historically. So, but I think despite the droughts in some areas, there's a lot of places that are getting good rains, and even with the reduced cattle numbers, people are making better profits, and overall just pretty positive about the industry going forward.
Well, really the mood is upbeat. I think for a lot of parts of a lot of our producers, a lot of parts of the U.S., the drought situation's improved. We're going to have the feed and forage we need. We know there are some parts still tough, but that's improved, and our cattle market is in good shape, and there are excellent opportunities for us as we develop trade. So that mood is good. I think the mood back here is how can we ensure we can have a successful industry and worry about the regulatory and legislative hurdles that might be put in the way of our successful cattle production.
Well, I think it's optimistic, but somewhat guarded. You know, we haven't really broken the drought, the severe drought in the Southwest and the Midwest, now the Far West, the last 3 years. So people are very happy for the prices they have, but I think we also have to realize that we haven't had quite the moisture to bring us back to where we want to be. But you do see an optimism out there with these producers that we possibly could grow the cow herd, and we want to stabilize that beef production because we don't want to lose any market share. The one nice thing about this, typically when you face droughts, you sell cattle into a lower market, but because we've got excellent demand for our product, actually an increasing demand for our product, we're really seeing some benefits out there right now.
The general mood of our ranchers this week on the Hill is very upbeat. Cattle prices are near record highs. The weather is still problematic in some parts of the country, like where I'm from California, we're still in a drought, but we've got moisture in some parts of the country, so the mood for our ranchers here in DC this week is very positive, and we've got some good messages and some good asks for our politicians here in town. So we're excited to tell our story out on Capitol Hill and form those relationships with our congressmen and senators, because it's important for the future.
We'll have a full report on the legislative conference on next week's show. But remember, you can stay on top of the latest policy issues affecting our industry by becoming a member of NCBA. Joining is easy. Just call 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit the website beefusa.org.